Hello everyone, it is Jesse from FPSsquared.com, and in today's video we're going to be looking at the Call of Duty Black Ops 4 Blackout beta. Blackout is their Battle Royale game mode that they're hoping to compete with Fortnite and PUBG with. I so far have been enjoying my time with it. Me and Tristan managed to wiggle our way into the private beta. Unfortunately, it is only accessible on console if you pre-order the game. Xbox and PS4 having the beta right now, and PC actually has an open beta. So if you have a PC and enjoy playing on that platform, then you are open to playing the beta. Some of the differences that you're going to see in this game, I feel like it is a faster-paced Battle Royale game. It's definitely faster-paced than PUBG. Probably on par. The games and like just the movement and everything is probably on par with like Fortnite, but I would say it's even a little faster-paced than that. The game is Call of Duty at its core, which is what I like so much about it. If you are comfortable and used to Call of Duty multiplayer, and what I mean by that, if you're used to shooting guns and running around and all the movement and the smoothness of Call of Duty multiplayer comes over to this game mode. So it is a really nice, polished experience. In fact, I was impressed with the attention to detail in the map. Like the line of sights have been thought out, the cover has been thought out. It is a very detailed and well thought out map just in general. Like, I was a bit skeptical whenever Call of Duty said they were going to make it. I figured they would just take their name for granted and not really try, kind of phone it in. But in my opinion, it is really well put together. The frame rate is solid, which is a lot to ask for some of these games. It is smooth. The gunplay feels good. Like I say, everything you know about Call of Duty is in this Blackout mode. It's just the only difference is that it is a Battle Royale game instead of just like a really quick twitch shooter multiplayer game. So I've been enjoying my time with it. The Call of Duty developers are on top of shit, and it's been really good. One thing that I'd like about other than the Call of Duty feel is how accessible it is. It's a bit more forgiving. It's a bit easier to get the hang of, in my opinion. So I think it's more accessible. If you've been having a hard time in Battle Royale game modes, maybe try this one when it comes out, or if you can get into the beta somehow, give it a try. I honestly think that if you have a hard time playing Battle Royale games, that this one might get you into it because it is a lot easier. Like, we've won 8 or 9 games so far, and I think that's already, in just like the week that this beta has been out, that's already more wins than I have in like Fortnite. Granted, I never played a lot of Fortnite because it was so freaking hard. I had such a hard time playing it, but anyway. If I can win 8 games in a week, it's definitely an easier game. So, in my opinion, that's an advantage. But if you do like a more survival, hardcore experience, it might not be the Battle Royale game mode for you. But anyway, enough gibber from me. Let's get into the game and actually see some gameplay. Now, the way this video is going to work, I am going to be cutting in kind of like a audio commentary. I'll be cutting in to certain parts and talking about and explaining some things. So I'm going to try to show off as much gameplay as possible, but I did also want to explain as much. So you can see, just like any other Battle Royale game, PUBG, Fortnite, etc., you drop into an area and you start to loot it. You do start with absolutely nothing every single game, so it's up to you to find, guns, equipment, ammo, things like that. So we've dropped into an area of the map called Construction here, and we are looking for, the essential items that you need in order to win and to not die.
Sit rep. Circle collapse imminent. Get to safety.
Okay, so I do camp here because I can hear someone, running, moving around all around me. You're about to see the first gunfight of the game, and that'll kind of give you an idea of how Call of Duty, for lack of a better term, how Call of Duty the gameplay and gunplay is. Basically, nothing's really changed in that regard. So you can see, again, the basic Call of Duty experience remains the same, especially when it comes to shooting. Like, you can tell that this is built on Call of Duty. Whenever you shoot a gun, whenever you move around, that's all the same. So if you do enjoy, the way Call of Duty feels, the way it moves, this might be a better battle royale game. Especially if you're really not into them, this might get you hooked into it. Because if you're used to Call of Duty, then it just feels very natural. Now, if you're curious as to what those green briefcases are that are on the body of that guy that I'm looting, those are perks, and they're very important in Blackout. It's one of the things that differentiates it from the other battle royale games. You can equip and activate perks anytime, and they'll give you, some sort of advantage on the other players. For example, we saw Brawler. I'm not exactly sure what that does, but we did see Iron Lungs, which that lets you hold your breath longer while you're ADS down a sniper scope. Another one off the top of my head would be Awareness, which makes enemy footsteps louder, so you can hear people from further away and kind of better determine where they are. And then there's also Dead Silence, which is like opposite of that. It makes you, well, not really the opposite, but it makes you quieter so that other people have a harder time hearing you. Your footsteps are harder to hear. There's many more that I'm not going to get into, because there's so many. Just know that perks that you pick up, that each one has their own advantage that it gives you that you can activate during the game.
Be advised, further collapse expected. Relocate to safe zone.
So you did just hear the narrator dude come over and say that the circle is closing in. I just wanted to briefly mention that this system is identical to any other Battle Royale game. You have a circle that after a certain period of time will close in, and you have to stay in the circle. If you're outside the circle, you'll start to take damage.
Supply drop inbound.
So this is a good look into the inventory system. Now, bear with me, there is a lot to explain. So I'm going to be jabbing a little bit here. So you can see I did pick up a backpack. If you look at the bottom, you can see backpack. So I have 10 slots for things. I believe it doubles. I believe standard, if you don't have a backpack, you have 5 slots for items. And so those kind of things that go in your backpack are things like perks, mods, and attachments that you don't have actually equipped onto a particular gun. And maybe even equipment goes in there if you don't have it like on your hotbar on R1. Let's see, and then over to the left you can see ammo, which I believe is all separate, and it doesn't take up any space in your backpack or your actual inventory. Like, it's all its own thing. So you can pick up like every single type of ammo and just loot up to full inventory for each and every ammo. They're all separate. They're all their own tally. From what I understand. So that's one thing I actually really like about this particular Battle Royale mode is ammo management is not nearly, it's not in the foreground like in PUBG especially, or even Fortnite. There's not that constant worrying of ammo in this game, and I actually think that is for the better. But if you're into a more hardcore survival experience, you may have a problem with that. And then let's see. Under my gun, you can see all my attachments that I have equipped. Those are all the attachments that I've picked up that are actually on the gun right now. You can see I've got it fully loaded there. And to the left and right of the backpack, on the bottom left and right corners, you can see like the hotbar. I don't have a better term for that, but it's like meds basically is the one on the left. You can like equip trauma kits, will get you up to 200 health, or you can equip bandages, which heal for 25, or med kits, which heal for 50. You can put those in L1 so that you can use them quickly. And then in R1, you can like put equipment in there, so things like, tactical grenades, frag grenades. Let's see what else will go in there. A thing called a sensory dart, which is like a little UAV. Any kind of equipment that you get, it goes on R1. Inventory, that's basically just a quick overshot of it, or overview of it, I guess is the right term. But inventory functions just about as good as you would expect on a console. It's really not that great to interact with, but I really don't see how else they could streamline it any better. I have no no input on how you could make it better. But once you get used to it, it works pretty good. You can start to maneuver around it pretty smoothly, but it definitely does take some getting used to. Anyway, I know that's a lot of info, but that's just a real basic overview of the inventory. I wanted to explain everything because it's one of the things that you'll be looking at quite a bit. And so you can see there that I just quickly got into my inventory and put on a scope on that gun so that I could look down and see if anyone was coming out of the place that we had just come out of. And then I quickly took it off. So once you get used to it, it's really easy to maneuver and do things.
Circle collapse imminent. Get to safety.
Plane that you hear, that sound that you hear is a plane. It's a supply drop plane. This, just like the Circle, works just like any other Battle Royale game. A plane flies overhead, drops a supply crate onto the ground in some random location, and then players go to it and try to fight each other for it, and there's generally pretty good loot in there. So that really doesn't need that much explanation. So there are vehicles in the game, including a helicopter, as you just saw. Other vehicles are, let's see, there's an ATV, like a four-wheeler, a big truck that you can get like more people in, because a four-wheeler can only hold 2 people. So there's a truck as well, and then there's also a boat that you can use on water, and then the helicopter that you can use in the sky. Now, they can be shot at, the vehicles, and they can be destroyed, and passengers are generally very exposed in the vehicles. And as you just saw, you can get a rocket launcher, and you can shoot that. Like, the rocket launcher actually locks on to vehicles, so there's not really a lot you even have to do, and it will completely destroy the vehicle after, 1 or 2 shots. I don't think it takes any more than 2 shots to destroy any vehicle, but yeah, that's just a quick overview. There are vehicles in the game that you can use.
Sit rep. Circle collapse imminent. Get to safety. Be advised, further collapse expected. Relocate to safe zone. Circle collapse imminent. Get to safety.
So we're actually at a supply drop right now, so it kind of gives you an idea of the kind of loot that you would find. I'm actually going to take a war machine from it, which is like a grenade launcher. So I'll scroll through the loot, so you should be able to see the kind of things you can pick up from a supply drop.
Supply drop inbound. Further collapse expected. Travel to indicated safe zone. Circle collapse imminent. Get to safety. Major instability detected. Evac to safe zone.
So that guy just got turned on extremely hard, so that was incredibly satisfying. We are at the last few moments of the game, so I'm just going to go ahead and close it out. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hope I didn't talk too much and that you could kind of get an idea of, you know, how Blackout plays out. So I'll go ahead and stop talking and let you finish the video.
Major instability detected. Evac to safe zone.
Getting it done 24/7.
All objectives complete. Stand down.